Okay, what is up, everybody? What is up, my friends? Hello, hello, and welcome back. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. Today is Tuesday, October 16th, 2018, and I am Darkside Phil, and I welcome you back to daily gameplay streaming. That is right, starting today for 6 straight days. Actually, I take that back, for 5 straight days. We're going to have double streaming days. What that means is 2 gameplay streams every single day. Okay. Should be great. Covering all the new releases coming out in the next, week or so. FYI, guys, my next day off is going to be Sunday. I know that's different, again, than the normal schedule. Just so you know. And I don't even know when my next day off is after that. I have no idea. So, got to see what happens here with my scheduling. I'll let you guys know once I have more information. Whew. Let us jump into stuff. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. First of all, my gaming schedule for this week is going to be, oh man, crazy. With all the games I'm playing right now, it's going to be very hard to play everything that I want to play, quite frankly, and get as far into these games as possible. So first of all, today we're starting WWE 2K19 My Career Mode. We're continuing on with this. I believe I'm in Chapter 11. I don't know how many story-based chapters there are in the game. I have no idea. I don't know if anyone in the stream chat has played or beaten the story mode / my career mode of WWE 2K19. But I'm in Chapter 11. And after 4 more hours today, I'm curious to see how far I will be. If I'm getting near the end, if I'll beat it, I don't know. Because, again, I don't know how much is left. I've been liking it. Okay. Oh, okay. Jupiter Lounge says there's 15 chapters. So, actually, maybe I'll get close to beating it today, depending on how well things go. I've heard that at the end, it's going to be a pretty bad grind near the end. Like, it's really tough, apparently. So, I guess we'll have to see how it goes today. Maybe there'll be ultimate rage and salt on the stream today, maybe, which I know some of you love. So, that's what we're continuing on with today. My goal is to beat WWE 2K19's My Career Mode this week, so that way I can wrap at least something up before we start other new games. At this point, it's getting dragged out to the point where it's just like, man, we've got to beat something to move on to new stuff, okay? So let's see how it goes. WWE 2K19, I've actually enjoyed the My Career Mode so far. It's very different from previous years for sure. I think maybe they might have found their stride this year. I don't know. We'll keep going here. But let's see. Let's see how it pans out today. Should be fun, albeit rage-filled, which a lot of you like, okay? Tonight, I am going to be playing Call of Duty Black Ops 4 Blackout Mode. This is the new mode that they added this year in Black Ops 4. I played it a couple times last week, and people really seem to enjoy those streams. So I'm going to be doing another stream of that tonight, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it, considering the fact that this is the new Battle Royale that I more than likely will be balancing in with my other content, taking over for games such as PUBG and H1Z1, which you guys really enjoyed earlier this year. Hopefully this game will entertain you. I actually want to play it more, learn more about things like the better guns and the armor system and everything. I got to play more to learn more, okay? So that's tonight. Tomorrow is going to be a far more laid-back day, because tomorrow I'm going to be doing Fist of the North Star on my main stream, 4+ hours, to see how far I can get. Last time that I played the game for 2 hours, I focused solely on the story, and I got really far into the story, beating 3 entire chapters in one sitting. So hopefully with a 4-hour stream, hell, maybe I'll beat 5-6 chapters in one sitting. I believe the game has over 20 chapters, and I'm only in like chapter 8 or 9 in that game, I think. So we definitely got to make more progress, okay? Okay. Then tomorrow night, 2 more hours of Dragon Quest 11. Loving the game. Of course, we all know it's incredibly long JRPG. I'm going to be playing this for months as I balance it in with all the other new release content. So 2 more hours of that tomorrow night. Okay. And then Thursday, I'm going to be doing more Assassin's Creed Odyssey. 4 more hours of Assassin's Creed Odyssey. And very similarly to as I've been doing with Fist of the North Star, I focused in solely on story when I played it on Sunday, and I got really far. I got through like a ton of story advancement in one sitting, and I'm hoping to do more of that when I play it on Thursday, because at this point, you know, I really do need to advance as much forward in these games as possible to avoid getting massive hold up and then, you know, getting stuck and never finishing any of them with all these other new releases that are coming on their heels here. Okay? So, yeah. And then Thursday night, I'm leaving it completely open. It could be more Blackout mode in Black Ops 4. It could be more WWE. If I don't finish WWE today and I want to finish this up before new release content, okay, then it'll maybe WWE. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see what happens here. But that'll be Thursday night stream. You know, we'll play it by ear. Then on Friday, new release, Soul Calibur 6, a brand spanking new fighting game. I have not played Soul Calibur in a long ass time. I actually really enjoy the franchise. In fact, Soul Calibur, I would say, is actually one of the fighting game series that originated single-player content. I remember back in the day, on my Dreamcast, playing Soul Calibur. I don't remember if it was Soul Calibur 1 or 2, but it had a giant campaign where you could pick any character and play through this campaign, unlocking abilities and, you know, fighting computer-controlled opponents, and it was really fun to do that. Plus, of course, the game was meant to be competitive as well. And Soul Calibur kind of has always had this lots of single-player offline content along with the obviously online multiplayer aspect of the game. Okay? So for those of you who've been craving fighting games lately, and you're like, man, you know, there's not been any, you know, fighting game content on Phil's channels for a couple of weeks. You're absolutely right. I've been so busy with the new releases, but there is a new fighting game released this Friday, Soul Calibur 6, okay? So then Friday, Saturday, I'm going to balance Soul Calibur 6 with other stuff. Maybe I'll do all Soul Calibur 6 on Friday. Maybe I'll do a different second stream. I don't know. I want to play it I just want to leave it open and see what happens. Okay? And go from there. I don't want to say, oh, I'm definitely doing this and this, because what if I play Soul Calibur 6, I really like it, and then I want to keep going, right? What if I don't? What if I play, I'm like, okay, it was good, but now I want to do something else at night. I want to leave myself that kind of freedom. I don't want to kind of pigeonhole me into a corner where now I'm stuck. Oh, I love this game, and now I can't play it anymore. You see what I mean? So we'll see how it goes, but this weekend should be fun. Then Sunday will be my day off, and then I'll basically have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday where I'll be trying my damnedest to get through as much gameplay content as possible in the current releases that I'm playing, and hopefully maybe wrap something up. Maybe I'll be able to wrap up, for example, maybe Fist of the North Star in that time frame, and at least get another game finished before the release of Red Dead Redemption 2, because let's face it, guys, once Red Dead Redemption 2 comes out, that's going to be my focus. That's going to be the game everyone's talking about, everyone's going to want to see. One of the most hyped games in years, the big release everyone's wanted to see this year, right? I think of all the games this year, it's probably been the most hyped game. So I guess we'll see. Okay? Okay, so that's the schedule, the rough schedule for the next week to week and a half. Also, guys, ladies and gentlemen, as of today, my office has been decorated with Halloween decorations for the rest of the month. So every single stream between now and the end of October, you will see some cool lighting and stuff behind me. However, I will admit I'm a little bit disappointed for two reasons. Number one, I bought these really cool ghost lights that I thought were actually the best looking lights out of all the lights I had, but they didn't film well at all. Like, the lights were too bright. And I couldn't even look at myself on camera when these lights were on. They were so effing bright that the camera couldn't really adjust to them properly. So I was like, man, I just seriously can't use these. They kind of look shitty on camera. And off camera, they look great, but you know, to the human eye. But on camera, they just didn't look so good. And also, I bought this projector, this little projector. These are the new thing that I saw this year all over all these different stores. And it projects like this cool Halloween thing. I don't want to spoil what it is, but I can't really find a place in my office that it'll project and look good but not blind me. And what I mean by that is, like, I tried putting it on the other side of the office, but then it shined, like, this big bright ass light is in my face and I can't play games. It's like too distracting. It actually hurts my eyes to have it like shining on me. So yeah, I'm not sure what to do with it. I bought it and I'm kind of like, damn, this stinks. I bought this nice thing and it's not really working for my setup or anything. Maybe I'll just set it up somewhere in my house just to make it look nice in my hallway or something, because it is kind of disappointing that I got this thing and it just, you know, it doesn't look very good. for my office. I was like, man, this will be something really cool for the marathon. I'll turn this on, you know. But nah, it doesn't really work that well. So, yeah, oh well. Oh well, I tried, you know. I tried. At least we'll have something. We got some pumpkin lights, and we've got some green, orange, and purple colored string lights in the background here for the rest of the month. So at least there'll be something. By the way, this week, the middle of this week, tomorrow actually. Yeah, tomorrow's the 21st, right? No, it's not. Yeah, wait a minute. I think it's tomorrow. I'm closing off the poll for people to vote on the category of costume for me to wear in the Halloween marathon. That's right, the 21st is this Sunday. That's going to be for the games. That's right. So as of tomorrow, if you guys have not voted yet on the kind of, if you're a patron of mine and you didn't vote on the category of costume you want to see me wear at Halloween, you have to do so by tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow I'm going to close off the poll. And then, you know, whatever one will be the category of costume I buy. If there's a tie, then it's going to be at my discretion. Okay? And that being said, you know, I've been following along, and last time I checked, which was the weekend, it was a tie between a classic Hollywood movie monster, so think, you know, Dracula, Frankenstein, Wolfman, the Mummy, etc., or a celebrity. Now, I mean, that celebrity, it could be huge, right? I've actually got a couple ideas, okay, of both costumes. And what I'm hoping here is that we get a good definitive answer tomorrow, and then this weekend I'll go buy my costume. So I'll be ready to go for Halloween, okay? So we'll see. I'll let you guys know how it goes. I'm excited to see how it goes, okay? Alrighty then. Okay, what else? Honestly, not too much. I want to say thanks, guys, so far for all your support this month. Undoubtedly, with Red Dead Redemption 2 next week, I'm hoping things will actually pick up a little bit more. What I've noticed is that we've got you know, a good amount of people who've been coming by the streams regularly, but sadly what happens is as I play longer narrative-based games, the attendance and even the participation wanes. And, you know, I expect that. You know, I really do expect that. Like, I don't expect that I'm going to get the same amount of people 2 weeks into a long-ass game as I did the first couple streams. You know what I mean? And we're just in a situation here where there's so many games, it's very hard for me to play a game, you know, more than a couple times a week. And what I'm hoping is once Red Dead Redemption comes out, that's going to be my main focus, and hopefully that'll bring in naturally more people to come watch. You know what I mean? I guess we'll find out. All right, we'll see. But you know, I'm looking forward to it. I am hoping for a strong finish to this month. All right, I am. Obviously, it would stink if here we are, the busiest gaming season of the year, but it slows down. When honestly, in the summer was actually better. But that was, I think, because we had a more dedicated fan base who were just appreciative that I was playing downtime stuff that they were picking for me to play in the summer and the like. Versus now I'm just kind of generically playing all the new releases. And, you know, especially, again, if they're longer, drawn-out releases, it's hard to retain that attendance. You know what I mean? But anyway, let's go ahead and play it by ear. I'm certainly not complaining. I just hope that we can get things to be more consistent and or be a little bit picking up a little bit by the end of the month. Let's hope so, okay? All right, I think that's it. I think what we'll do, guys, let's jump into the plugs segment where I just do some shilling, per se. You know, the one segment of the day where I do some shameless shilling. And then we'll get to shout-outs for those who have contributed, both during my time off yesterday and also during today's stream, okay? All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your support. I appreciate it. Thanks for 10 awesome years of being able to do what I love, okay? And, you know, thanks for being here today, hanging out with me with WWE. This should be a fun stream. These streams have all been fun, these WWE streams. So let's hope for more fun, more hilarity, and, of course, more rage if the game's being a cheating-ass piece of crap, okay? Okay, so, thanks for 10 awesome years, guys. If you'd like to go above and beyond just being a standard stream viewer or video watcher, and you would perhaps like to contribute to my effort to continue to be able to do this on a daily basis, all right, there are many ways you could do that. Let me explain some of them. The first would be to check out my Patreon over at patreon.com/DarksidePhil. All right, your monthly pledges to my Patreon earn you personal perks, which are basically reward levels where I give back to you for your contributions. The best level, in my opinion, is the $5 level. If you pledge $5 or more to my Patreon, you get the ability to nominate and vote on things for special events. As I've already mentioned, the patrons from last month are currently nominating and are going to be voting on horror-themed games for my Halloween Horror Marathon, as well as the category of Halloween costume that I will be playing. Okay? Pretty cool. There's also other perk levels like getting your questions answered on my Q&A show, Ask the King, or getting a private Q&A video made for yourself, or all kinds of stuff. Give it a look, patreon.com/DarksidePhil. Please consider pledging. And by the way, I guess this is a good time to do this, being it's a new week. Thanks to the following September patrons who are very supportive and who are currently voting and nominating on all the Halloween stuff. Here they are. Whoops, not the weekend preview. Okay, thank you to those September patrons. Much appreciated. Okay? All right, also, guys, you can check out my Teespring store, where I sell all kinds of fun merchandise, including t-shirts, sweaties, hoodies, stickers, and mugs. Great quality stuff. I can personally attest because I own a lot of it. And in fact, today, I have on one of my 10th anniversary shirts, as you can see. This is, whoa. Oh, shit, my couch moved. It scared the shit out of me. I stood up. This is my graffiti shirt. Pretty cool, right? All kinds of, you know, sayings and slogans and memes and the like for my 10 years of content creation on this shirt. I love this graffiti design shirt, but there's many others as well. Please give it a look over at teespring.com/stores/DSPGaming. And know that anything that you buy from my Teespring store helps me out when you get a cool collectible. By the way, I can definitely attest to the quality of the shirts. I've owned some of these for over a year now, and they've never faded. They never worn out after repeated, you know, washings and everything. They're pretty good quality stuff. Okay? Very nice. Now, also, I just clicked the wrong thing. FYI, I just received a new design from one of my designers that I may be putting up there shortly. And guess what? It's a Red Dead Redemption design. It's pretty cool. With those of you who will be playing Red Dead Redemption 2, maybe you'll be looking for a fun piece of merch to tie in with my playthrough coming up. There's going to be, hopefully, a new design up there shortly, okay? And this person is also designing a new line of product for next year, which I really like. Basically, what he's done is kind of thought of an amazingly positive idea for to celebrate basically being a fan of my stuff. All right, I'm not gonna spoil it. I'm not gonna spoil it, but let me just put it this way: he showed me this idea. I was like, dude, this idea is like outstanding. I think this could work out really well. So I will let you guys know more once we get closer. But basically, pretty cool design that may be added soon. Red Dead Redemption style design. I'll let you guys know. Okay. All right. So anyway, check it out. Teespring.com/stores/DSPGaming. And thanks to anyone who buys something. Okay. All right. Now. Ouch. Just cracked my knuckle. Ow. Last but not least, guys, obviously if you're here on the stream and you want to get some fun interaction, okay? You want to have some, you know, interactivity with me and get a nice shout out during the stream, you could do so. All right? If you either cheer with bits, or you subscribe to this channel, or you tip me during today's stream. If you do any of those three things, you will get a shout out during today's stream. All right. However, I will ask that you abide by a few rules and criteria to ensure that you do get your shout out, because this stream, you know, does have abide by Twitch's terms of service rules, and also, you know, we try to maintain a certain vibe here on the stream. Okay, so please be positive. Please don't insult myself or others. Don't bring up insults against other stream chatters, other content creators, anything like that. We don't allow that kind of negativity here. Please don't bring up detractor memes or negative memes or anything like that in regards to myself or other content creators. Got to emphasize that, because some people try to come in here and do that stuff for other people too, and I don't allow that. Please do not bring up politics or religion, which are very, very diversive. I'm not going to be talking about that stuff on the stream. The bottom line is this stream is supposed to be a place where you can kind of hang out, you can have fun, you can be drama-free and feel chill and just kind of enjoy, you know, me and my gameplay experiences with games, my honest commentary, and interact with me and interact with other stream chatters, and basically an escape from the real world. You don't come here to hear about real world issues. You don't want to hear about that kind of shit. You come here to kind of escape all that, right? So that's why we don't really make the stream about that. So if you're going to look for a shout out, please abide by these rules. You should be okay. Oh, by the way, also, please no ginormous messages. You know, last week we had someone who put up an insanely long paragraph. I'm like, dude, there's no way I'm reading this on today's stream. You're out of your mind, okay? All right, now, if you want to go a next step forward, maybe you'd like to see a fun Halloween-themed animation play on the stream in conjunction with your contribution. You could do that as well, okay? If you either cheer 50 bits or more in a single cheer, or if you tip me $5 in a single tip, or if you click on the share button, which will appear after subscribing to the channel if you wait a few minutes, if you do any of those three things, you'll see a spooky, fun Halloween animation play on today's stream. All right, so that way you get both visual, and then of course you're going to get verbal recognition for your contributions as well. Pretty awesome. If you look at the top of the screen today here, guys, we've got the stream stats leaderboard in effect, where I'll be updating things such as the current top cheerer as well as the current top tipper for the day. So another great way for you to get recognition, okay? Also, if you guys take a look at the top of your stream chats, you will see that the stream cheering leaderboard has reset for the week. So it is a great opportunity today in particular, if you want to get up there on that leaderboard and get recognized. If you cheered today, chances are you'll get up there, because there's not even 10 cheerers, I don't think, up there yet. So great opportunity for some recognition, okay? If you subscribe to my channel, you get great benefits. The first thing you get is access to all of the fun emotes, including the more recently added DSP anger face, the DSP confusion emote, the take a sip emote, the death face emote. They're all pretty good, all right? And, oh, excuse me. People have really been enjoying all of the new stuff here in the past couple of months. Plus, if you subscribe to the channel, you don't have to watch advertisements when I take ad breaks, and you get a cool chat crown badge to show how long you've been a subscriber and a supporter. Some people will actually be hitting their 2-year anniversary next month, which will be pretty awesome to see the new diamond crowns being shown off on stream chat, right? So all that being said, thank you guys very much for the support. The last thing I will mention is tipping me, because a lot of people don't understand that whole process, and I don't really talk about it that much. You know, a lot of people say, oh, cheering and subbing, you know, which is all well and good. It's built in and integrated through Twitch, so it's easy to do. Tipping is a completely separate process. If you don't want to deal with Twitch integration at all, you want to do something separate through PayPal, you can. What you do is you have to look below my stream. There's a button that says tip jar. If you click on that, it'll take you to my PayPal tips page, where you can either leave an anonymous tip or your name in a message if you'd like some recognition during the stream. Or if you don't see that button, that's fine. You can just type !tip into the stream chat. That will have our moderation bot post up a link, and if you click on that link, that'll also take you to the tips page. A great alternative. If you don't want to, you know, go through Amazon or whatever, you could do that. Okay? Okay. So all that being said, thank you guys for all of your support. Thanks for considering supporting me. Let's now get to the shout-out segment of the stream, where I give credit to those who have supported. Sound good? Okay. So let's scroll all the way down here. So during my day off, a lot of people actually contributed. Let's go through this. We start off with Golden Colts, who did an 845-bit cheer. Thank you very much. We had Golden Colts, who did another 305-bit cheer. Thank you very much. Then we had Infinite55 who did a 500-bit cheer. Thank you very much. Then Quasar01 did a 25-bit cheer and said, boys. Golden Colts did another 545-bit cheer. Thank you very, very much. Genetic Gamer cheered. Said, how much money would it take for you to be financially secure for the rest of your life? I have no idea. No one has any clue how to answer that question. We don't know what's going to happen with the world economy. We don't know what inflation. There's no way to know how much money would make someone secure for the rest of their life, okay? Sorry. Then he cheered again. He says, do you think people will live for much longer in the future because of the advances of science? I would want to look and feel like a 20-year-old as a 50-year-old. Also, at what age do you think people start noticing their mortality? For me, I'd probably say it was either my late 20s or early 30s when I started to feel a little old. For me, it happened earlier than most because of my back injury. Once I started feeling my back injury, when I got really, really, really bad, that's kind of when I realized, damn, I'm mortal and I might live like this for the rest of my life. Thank God I did not, because I was really bad for a while there. But I would think for most people, probably mid to late 30s, when you're about to hit 40 years old, which they call over the hill, meaning basically you've lived more than half your life. I think then people start to realize that's when people start having things like midlife crises and the like. But for me, it happened pretty early because, like I said, because of that back injury. Will people live much longer in the future because of advances of science? Yes and no. As technology and medicine advance, yeah, people will live longer. However, what's going to end up happening is as the resources of the planet start to wear out, as the natural climate of the planet heats up, you're going to end up in a situation where things aren't going to be as complacent anymore. You know, right now, a lot of us, especially in the United States, have this feeling of, safety and complacency because every day you can do what you do and come home and feel safe. And, you know, when resources start to get scarce, things ain't so safe anymore. More crime, more violence, more civil unrest. And unless we find ways to curtail the fact that we have exponential population growth yet diminishing resources, I exactly don't see how this living is going to continue. So even though technically with science and medicine and everything advancing, yeah, people should be living longer, it may be completely opposite where there's just not enough to go around and the world becomes a very unsafe place. Much like it was back in the day when we were cavemen and people would live to the age of like 20. So I don't know. I know that's a pretty grim worldview, but hey, it could happen. All right. Shout out to Shooter Games 2000, who tipped me $2. Said, I don't mean to go political. I'm curious if you heard. I'm willing to talk about the crown jewel situation for WWE. Not really. There's not much to say. I guess apparently Saudi Arabia has been committing some pretty horrendous crimes, or at least they're accused of committing some pretty horrendous crimes, such as incarcerating and interrogating a Turkish journalist until he died. So basically torture. And so the United States is kind of up in arms against this. So is Turkey. And basically saying, you know, what kind of horrible human rights and terrible crimes are you committing against people? But WWE has a multi-billion-dollar 10-year contract with Saudi Arabia to basically have like 2 pay-per-view events there a year, including one that's happening in a couple weeks here. So it kind of puts WWE in a terrible position. They have this giant business arrangement with with a country that is now being accused of horrendous, humanitarian crimes. And what do? Right now, they're doing nothing. Right now, they're going forward with this Crown Jewel pay-per-view as if nothing's going on. But I guess we'll see what happens. Okay? All right, so now we move on to people who contributed during today's stream. Let's start doing shout-outs here for them, okay? Okay. So the last Rambo did a 50-bit cheer, and he says, are you with or against a fighting game reusing assets? It depends. It depends on what assets we're talking. Are we talking visual or are we talking gameplay? Right? Lots of fighting games reuse gameplay elements, which I guess you could consider an asset of a game. A lot of fighting games will reuse sprites / graphics. If you remember, let's just think of some recent examples. Street Fighter 4, and then we had all of its later iterations, but then you had Street Fighter Cross Tekken, which reused a lot of the graphics of the Street Fighter characters, right? But what you got to realize is that this is nothing new, that this used to happen all the time back in the day, especially Capcom, one of the most egregious abusers. you know, a franchise such as Capcom versus SNK, where most of the sprites in the second game were actually the same sprites from the first game, and then only the new characters got new sprites, obviously, because they were brand new. But everyone else reused the exact same sprites. In fact, Zangief, if I'm remembering correctly, Zangief's sprite was reused so many times. It was reused in X-Men versus Street Fighter, then Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter, then Marvel versus Capcom, then Marvel versus Capcom 2, and I think even in Capcom versus SNK, I think those were all the same Zangief sprites. So we're talking like the same exact graphics reused in like 5-6 games, okay? That's pretty crazy. I also remember this game, Capcom Fighting Jam, that used sprites from many different franchises, including games such as Darkstalkers and Street Fighter, and they were all reused. It wasn't like they redrew anything. It was pretty much all old-ass sprites. It happens all the time. Is it acceptable? It depends. If a game really does feel like a mashup game where all they did was steal shit from other games and tape it together and the game plays like duty, then yeah, I guess that's annoying. And obviously, when you're paying money for a new game, you don't want to pay money for a game that looks identical to a game you've already played. You want something that at least new and fresh and effort went into, right? I mean, the Street Fighter Alpha series, oh my god, don't get me started on that. The Street Fighter Alpha series, like, never redrew sprites ever. Like, it reused the same sprite. Any character who's in Street Fighter Alpha 1 still had the same exact animations as Street Fighter Alpha 3. And that's pretty bad, you know? That would be like saying the graphics for Street Fighter 1 are the same as graphics for Street Fighter 3 or Street Fighter 5. Yeah, not so good. So, I don't know. Like, I'm on the fence. I've played games where it didn't really matter. I didn't really care what the game looked like as long as the game played fun. And then the other flip side of that is when you pay money for a new game, you want to get something, you know, that you feel like effort went into. See, I think that the real difference here is back in the day when all these graphics were reused constantly, you didn't pay for the game. You were just going to the arcade and plunking a quarter in. Versus now you're spending $60 to play these games, right? There is no more arcade experience. You have to buy that game outright in order to play it. So I think maybe in the modern era, it doesn't make sense to be reusing assets so much as maybe back in the day it did. Okay, I don't know. There's my thoughts. Okay. So Cogarino cheered, says Red Dead Redemption 2 is out soon, and news came out that Rockstar devs had to endure 100-hour work weeks for crunch in the last month. These games have been in development for 5 years. Do you think it was poor planning and scheduling for them to work this much before release? I hope this isn't common AAA in development. That's terrible, and the game should be delayed. Any job anywhere where you have to work 100 hours in 1 week is horrible. There's literally not a single excuse or justification that can tell me that a human needs to work 100 hours in 1 week to make something work. The bullshit. What that means is that the management of the company doesn't know what the fuck they're doing and is inefficient. And sorry, Rockstar, even though you put out amazing games, if anyone in your company worked 100 hours, you failed. Now, they came out and clarified that statement and said, oh, that was not every employee, and it was not mandatory. It was only like the upper echelon people who really wanted to put the final polish on the game. And they did it of their own volition. It was not forced upon them in anything. So basically, after they announced this as like, oh, we're touting that we worked a 100-hour work week, that's why the game's so good. And the media came back and said, are you fucking out of your mind? That's insane. No one should do that. Rockstar completely and utterly backpedaled. The bottom line, folks, is very simple. Game developers need to unionize. They just do. They need to unionize 100%. Because sadly, they are being abused. They're being mistreated. And after that article came out, numerous former employees of Rockstar came out and said, this is horseshit. We were forced to work something like 60 to 8-hour work weeks. And basically told if you don't, you're fired. So, yeah, they need to unionize. It's that simple. The game industry needs to unionize. And people need to stop treating game development as, oh, it's just for the kiddies. You know, oh, it's just for the kiddies. You know, no, it's not anymore. It's not just for the kiddies. It's a serious business. It's the biggest business in the world. It makes more money than any other entertainment form. Movies, music, anything like that. It makes more money than anything. So why the hell is it the only one? Think about this. In movies, music, television, there's unions and all of that. Why the hell is there no union for video game development? It doesn't make any sense. All right? there needs to be a union. Just saying, there needs to be a union to protect these people from being abused during game development. We're hearing too many. I mean, we just had the Telltale horror story, right? Telltale Games. People saying they were working horrendous overage of hours to rush out these episodes of these episodic games, getting nothing for it. No, no paid overtime, no rewards, nothing. Then they get fired with no severance pay, with no notice. Enough is enough. I mean, they need to unionize. They do. They need to stand up for themselves and say, no, we're not going to work anymore. You're not going to get, you're seriously not going to get any kind of quality game development talent from us unless you go through the union and treat us like humans. Because at this point, we're hearing so many horrible stories about mistreatment of employees that enough is enough. That's at least my opinion. Okay? Okay. Eternal Napalm did 100-bit cheers. I've been loving Blackout mode so far. It's fun and fluid. My only complaint is armor can get ridiculous. Zombies is fun as hell this year, too. You'll love the themes and arena map. All right, thank you, Eternal Napalm. Alrighty, then, 28 has resubbed for the 6th month in a row, earning themselves the Golden Crown chat badge. Thank you very much, alrighty, then, for 6 months of ongoing sub support. I appreciate that. Sias Vise cheered. It says Activision announced that Black Ops 4 is the best-selling day one release on PlayStation Store in history, but now it's come out that physical sales were massively down and overall may have not sold as much as World War II. Of course. Of course. Because this is going to happen with every game now, is that you're going to have a massive decline in physical sales. It's just going to happen. Most games now, especially as internet gets better, are going to be digital releases. When you buy the disc for Call of Duty Black Ops 4, there's only like 100 megabytes on the disc. I'm not exaggerating. I know because someone told me. I think it was Timbo Slice told me. I bought the game. I brought it home, and there was only 100 megabytes on the disc. I had to download the whole game off the internet. So when you're buying the physical disc, you're not even getting the game. It's just a placeholder for you to download off the internet anyway. The era of physical discs is over. It really is. It's just that it's a relic is holding out because some people love to physically collect the discs. You know what I mean? But overall, it's basically a bygone thing. Like, as our internet gets better and better, everything's going to be digital, especially with the new ginormous day one patches and the fact that these games come out with issues and they need to be patched. The physical disc is dead. And it sucks for those who are collectors or like the ability to, I just want to pop the disc in and play the game. It's gone. That era of gaming is over. But I absolutely do love how they take the opportunity to lie. Oh, it's the best-selling PlayStation digital game ever. Yeah, but no one bought the game in person. No one bought the disc. So it's really a trade-off. I don't care about best-selling digital game. I care about overall sales. Give me those numbers. Oh, we refuse. Okay, then. So basically, you have a no positive announcement at all, right? Okay, then. Anyway, moving on. Daniel Swag and Shooty said that they released another statement clarifying that they said people didn't understand. We obviously didn't expect everyone else to work this way across the whole company. We have senior people who work very hard purely because they're passionate about a project and otherwhere particular, and we believe that passion shows the games that were released by the blah, 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 blah. I already talked about that. Thank you, Swaggins. All right. Knows Nobody did 100-bit cheer. He says, yo, Phil, I'm super stoked. It's less than 10 days until Red Dead Redemption 2. How do you feel about the campaign? Allegedly going to be approximately 60 hours long. SARS has been asked before. I have no feelings. I am going to do it as I always do. I'm going to play the game at face value, enjoy it. It is going to be my main focus, probably for no lie, about a week. More than likely for about a week, I'll be playing it as my main gameplay stream. To see, if we can get like 30+ hours of gameplay in within the first week, would be pretty amazing, and see how far we are into the game at that point before I decide, okay, maybe I've played it a ton now. Let's now mix it up with other stuff, right? Like I said, it's the one major overhyped release of the year, and it's basically the game everyone's waiting for. So I'm excited, and that's it. I don't have any feelings past that because guess what? I don't care. I just play it, and I judge it for myself. I don't believe the hype. I don't believe any. I've seen zero gameplay out of it. I'm serious. I've not seen a single gameplay trailer on purpose because I don't want to fucking spoil myself on a game. I just want to play it and enjoy it. I think in the modern era, people far too much now spoil the shit out of themselves on new releases. I don't need to know the first full 3 fucking hours of the game because IGN and other outlets played it and spoiled it all over the internet. I don't need to know every gameplay mechanic. I don't need to know anything. I just want to play the fucking game and enjoy it. I don't want to, that's like, oh, I'm going to see a movie, but I already heard about the entire plot of the fucking movie before I went to see it. Well, then why'd you even go see it? So that's what I mean. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to, I've been paying any attention. I'm excited for it, absolutely, but I'm not going to go overboard, okay? And then Eternal Napalm Cheer also said, yes, the story will be 60 hours long. Okay. Swaggins just cheered. They showed off more of Red Dead Redemption 2 gameplay a few weeks ago, and it looks really dynamic. You can dirty your clothes, and if you don't change your shower, mud will dry on you and stuff. And I also wonder how many people will play in first person, since it will be included from the start. Thank you, Swaggins. T-Dubs cheered. He says, I got a laugh reading the comments of people complaining about your Halloween setup. I think it looks great. What the hell do they expect you? You only have a tiny little space to fill on camera. Did they expect a life-size Dracula and Fog with hired zombies to play as actors? The people who are criticizing it are assholes. No one legitimately is going to criticize a few lights that I set up in my office for a little bit of a festive atmosphere for a holiday. And it's not like I was saying, oh, I'm directly using the income from subs to finance all of these decorations. It's nothing like that. It was just a fun thing to say, okay, let's do a sub goal. If we get the sub goal, I'll do something silly in the office to celebrate the holiday, right? But you're right. People are just assholes. They were going to criticize it no matter what. If I did have human actors walking around as zombies during my gameplay, they would still criticize it anyway. Because they're shitheads. They exist solely to shit on things. That's why they're called shitheads. So ignore the shitheads. Okay. Science Vice Cheers says, we'll be playing Call of Cthulhu on PS4. It's out the day before Halloween, so it seems like a perfect game to play. Last time I checked, it didn't have a release date. And I checked just like a week or two ago on PlayStation Network, and it did not have a release date at all. So unless that's updated recently, I don't think it's coming out the day before Halloween. However, the games I'm playing on Halloween are dependent on what people nominate, which they're working on right now. In fact, this Sunday, I'm going to turn their nominations into a poll that they'll then vote on for about a week and a half to determine what games I'll be playing on Halloween. It's out of my hands. I am not choosing the games, the patrons are. So I keep explaining to people how important it is for you guys to become patrons. You don't seem to understand that these big, ginormous events that will get hundreds or thousands of viewers on stream for 7 plus 8 hours, right, is determined by like a small handful of people. If you pledge $5 or more to my Patreon, you have these capabilities. And people take that shit for granted. Oh, it's not a big deal. It's a huge deal. It's a huge deal. Oh, I want to see Phil play this game. Okay, why didn't you pledge $5 and become a patron, right? You could have had that. You could have seen me play it. But people just take it for granted and think that like it's not worth it, when in reality, it's one of the biggest assets you can have if you want to be an interactive part of my stuff and see me play certain things. You got to become a patron, okay? All right, Samantha Birmingham was gifted a tier 3 sub by Tutankhamun. So congratulations to Samantha, and thank you to Tutankhamun yet again for the support. Came in and was actually being, you know, quite nice, chatting it up earlier. And he's gone for the day, says he's going to sleep or whatever. But thank you, Tutankhamun, for the support. Appreciate that. Impact King did a 50-bit cheer, and he says, not staying around since I'm behind in my own run of 2K19, but I'll be here for Blackout. Also, if you were a wrestler, what would your theme be? I see you as a Quiet Riot type of man. No, I have that theme from Rod. You Call My Name. That's my song, man. That's the song I used to use back in the day for the Hateful Truth and everything. That would be my theme for sure. It's an awesome song. Eminent55 did a 100-bit cheer. He says, Vietnamese Vladimir Putin says, Phil, are you aware that Paul Allen, the co-founder of Microsoft, passed away at 65? Well, first of all, it would be pretty much impossible to not know since you've been spamming the stream chat all morning with this message. I don't know what kind of a reaction you're expecting from me. I have no ties to corporate Microsoft. I don't know anything about Paul Allen. So I honestly don't know what you expect me to say besides rest in peace, Paul Allen, I guess. I don't know what you're trying to get out of me. There you go. You got it. Now we can move on. Thank you to TM52 Twitch who cheered. He says, good morning, Phil. How's your stream going? Isn't shoddy development practice the video game business is used to cut down on costs for decades? How can we fault them for doing what makes naked economic sense to them, even though it it appears grossly unethical to us consumers? Or rather, are companies and developers getting away with this shit because it's a way of consistently cutting down costs? Studios thinking like bankers. My comment cut off. Sorry. No, I totally understand what you're saying, and you're right. Abuse the people. Instead, this is the problem with game development, all right? If you go and look at how a movie is made, if you look at how a television show or even how a music album is cut, they're all very professional. Everyone gets paid. Everyone gets treated properly because of unionization. Unions have come out over the years and said, no, we're not going to have people who are treated like shit and only have a very small amount of people get all the money. We need to have it fair. We need fair treatment of workers, not that they're being completely abused and overworked. And it took a long time, but all those things unionized, and now it's a different situation. Gaming has not. Even though gaming is the biggest entertainment medium on planet Earth, they have not unionized yet. I can't imagine why. But they need to. They seriously fucking need to. Because there's just too many horror stories now. Okay? And unless people stand up for their own rights, they will be ridiculously abused. It's over and over, and it's a symptom of capitalism in America. Because in capitalism, it's everyone trying to get ahead for themselves. And it's this weird belief that if everyone just looks out for only themselves, that somehow everyone else will benefit overall. Listen, I'm certainly not any kind of a, political science, scholar or anything. Doesn't seem like it makes sense to fucking me. Maybe just because I have too much common sense. I don't know. But yeah, these companies will eat you fucking alive, chew you up, spit you out, take everything you have, and then run with the money they made on your efforts. Trust me, I know about that from the company that I worked with for 5 years, that overworked the shit out of me, trained me to do this high-level work, used me to completely redesign their interior processes, and then fucking laid me off. After I did all the work and never paid me for it, they laid me off. So trust me, I know all about that. Okay. Crazy Dream did a 1,000-bit cheers as if you put the federal government in charge of the Sahara Desert in 5 years, there'd be a shortage of sand. Wow. Well, I guess Crazy Dream doesn't really like the federal government. However, as you guys know, this is not a political stream at all. I usually don't talk politics, and if I do, I keep it to a minimum. This is a case where I'm going to, exempt myself from any kind of comment here on the stream. All right, TM52 Twitch cheered again. He says, that's the practice that video game businesses use to cut down on costs for decades. Will they be unlikely to unionize if they believe there is a profit? I believe that cutting corners is too established to be resolved so easily. What do you think, Phil, is their competition against those who do these practices? I mean, simply put, if everyone in the video game industry who's talented says we refuse to work unless we're unionized, then they're fucked. Because these guys do rely on a talent pool. They do. They need to rely on about, how many people out there? A couple thousand who do all the quality work for game development. And if they just said, fuck you, we're going to unionize and we're not working until we're unionized, then guess what? Industry will be on a hold until they unionize, you know what I mean? Until they accept its unions. And this has been done with many other industries before. And yeah, it's not easy, but, again, it has to happen or you're going to keep having abuse, right? All right, Hulk Hogan has tipped me $10 and says, what you going to do when the Hulkster runs wild on you? I guess Hulk Hogan wants to make a special guest appearance today on my WWE stream. I'm not sure how that's going to work out, but thank you for the $10 tip regardless, Hulkster. I appreciate that. Hope you're having fun down in Miami. I think he lives in Miami. Actually, I take that back. He lives on a beach, but I can't remember which beach in Florida. All right, anyway. Game Boy XP cheered. He says, yesterday was my birthday. I had a chocolate cake. What kind of cake do you like? Chocolate cake. Like, you hit it right on the head. That's my favorite, chocolate cake. So, happy birthday to Game Boy XP. And Judicious Echoes just did 100-bit cheers. Says, you don't want the gaming industry to unionize. It would homogenize and further corporatize the entire industry. Small developers would be entirely fucked and be forced to join companies like EA. It's a terrible idea. Okay, so then let's just keep pumping out these horrible, rushed games that are pieces of shit on a yearly basis, have people completely overworked and mistreated, and keep hearing these fucking horror stories from the industry. You can't have it both ways, Like, honestly, you can't. So you're telling me that once television, music, and movies unionized, there was never anything good that ever came out of them ever again? Is that what you're telling me, Judicious Echoes? I don't think so. I don't think so. Okay. All right, everyone, so. Looks like that is it so far for shout-outs. What I would like to do here, I would like to, hold on. I would like to do shout-out for the top 10 cheerers. However, right now, I think we only have 8, but this doesn't make sense because this doesn't look updated. Uh-oh. I think my stream chat has screwed up. Because I know for a fact someone cheered right now, and they're not showing up here. Wait a minute. Yes, they are. Never mind. Okay. So, let's give credit so far to the top 10 cheerers of the week. In 10th place is a triple tie between Thanos Swaggins, Last Rambo, and Genetic Gamer. Then we got TM52 Twitch in 7th place. Judicious Echoes and Knows Nobody in a tie for 6th. Eternal Napalm in 4th. Infinite 55 in 3rd. Golden Colts in 2nd. And Crazy Dream in 1st. So thank you guys very much for your support. And the Loudest Fart just resubbed for the 10th month in a row. In a big ripping, sphincter flapping motion, the Loudest Fart has resubbed. Thank you very much for Loudest Fart for the resub. Okay. Also, Battlebook 9000 just did a $1 tip and said there's a huge supply of various artists and developers for every position in the gaming industry. The competition is so dense, it's common practice to work up to 100 hours per week for peanuts. But the point is quality of work. That's the point. If you want the best of the best, you've got to pay for it, right? You have to. And right now, because there's no union, right, what you have is this situation where you can get the quality of work for peanuts. Go ahead, bring in the noobs who don't know what they're doing, and you try to get them to work 100-hour work weeks of any kind of quality of fucking work, and when you can't even get your goddamn game to work at all, then you're gonna realize, oh shit, we gotta pay people and actually treat them well to get quality of work. Right now we don't have that because there's nothing to protect the rights of the people who are good at what they do. Okay? Trust me, you're not gonna get high quality games coming out of someone who's just who never even worked on a game before. Oh shit, let's get them to work on this AAA game. Yeah, good luck. You know what I mean? That's what happens eventually. But again, people are gonna argue either way. They are. And I'm not gonna harp on this, but if you want the human rights abuse to stop, you gotta unionize. It's just it. Okay? Alright. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for all of your support here on the pre-stream. I think it is now time to jump back into WWE. What do you guys think? Guess what we get to do? We get to buy more packs. We get to buy even more packs. Are you guys excited? No, you're not. You should be. From what people are saying, there's 15 chapters. I believe I'm in chapter 11. But apparently the chapters coming up are horrendous bullshit, really, really ridiculously tough. So this should be interesting to see how far I can get today. Okay? Alright. Let's end the pre-stream and let's get back into 2K19. Here we go.